So here's my latest progress on the 240SX. You may have seen that I installed the part of the body kit. So with that, I decided to get some cans of spray paint and spray it so it matched. Now it's neat because the color of the spoiler is from a 2015 Ford Explorer. That's the color I wanted this car, which essentially is a typical white, gloss white shaker can that I bought off the shelf for like $4. This can was like, I forget, like $40 to have made or something like that. I don't remember, and that may not be right, but it was a lot more expensive. Anyway, this is a 10-foot paint job. Meaning if you're 10 feet away, it actually doesn't look bad, but the closer you get, it looks pretty crappy. I didn't take my time with it. I rushed, so there are areas where it's streaked. I don't know how well it's going to show up, but they're there. There. A bit of ugliness. But like I said, had I taken my time, it would have come out a lot better. This is really just to protect the fiberglass pieces. The front hood, which has been on this car for about a year and a half, has a lot of pocking and stuff that wasn't there. So I don't know whether that's due to being outside or the product not being protected properly. I really don't know. But I went over the whole thing with some paint thinner and then some Windex, and I'm going to, this coming weekend, paint the hood and paint the driver's side of the car. Here's a look at what I used. This is Rust-Oleum 2X. Like they say, it's paint and primer in one, and it's specifically designed to bond to plastic, gloss white. I'll be honest with you, I would have no problems painting this entire car with that paint, knowing that down the line it's going to go to the body shop and it's going to be professionally painted. But I do not like the stock color. I think there's too much of a yellow in it, and to me it always looks like it's dirty. Even when this car was brand new, that was just the color that Nissan chose for it, like an off-white. Could see it up in here, big difference. So this may be one of those projects once the weather gets a little bit nicer that I'll go ahead and do. Again, there is the unpainted body kit. And then when I was done, I took some paint remover and went over all the glass. I went over any of the moldings, which I had taped up, but you know, you're spraying something, it finds a way. If air can get through, paint's going to get through. But it wasn't really too bad. There was a little bit of overspray. It still is a little bit of overspray. I'll deal with that though. But yeah, I'm genuinely happy with the way it came out. And I do like the way the gas filler section looks now. This is Gorilla Tape. I'm gonna have that fiberglass. The body kit wouldn't go up close enough to it, and I was gonna take some 5/8 rivets, heat it up, force it, and make it fit. But I'm just gonna leave it, and when I do have the body shop, you know, do their thing, I'm gonna have that addressed. But for now, I'm pretty happy with this. The progression of it now is going to be, I got to finish paying it off. Once that's done, I think I'm going to get a double DIN system put in it. I still would like to address that shifter and get the C5 Corvette one in there. See if I can show you what that would look like. So here's a look at this C5 shifter. Let's see if we can get a better look at it. My feeling is that, well, A, it has the gear select indicators on it, where the Trans Am one does not. Trans Am one also sits up really tall. So if the double din was to be in this area, a lot of it would be blocked. The Corvette one, I don't know exactly where it would sit, but I just think it has a nicer look to it. So I think I'd really like to, once everything's settled, get this installed, then the double din. The issue with this, I'm being told, is that because there's an electronic transmission on the Corvette, that the lockout wouldn't work. So you'd be able to just tap that and it would go from neutral to reverse or neutral to drive without having to press the button in order to do so. I don't know that that's the case, but that's what I'm being told. But again, I think that looks just worlds better. You know, I did what I could with this shifter just to pretty it up a little bit so you're not seeing the linkage. But it is what it is. Anyway, so then after that, I'm addressing the interior. I'm going to have these seats covered in Alcantara or leather or some combination of the two. Same with the sides. I think that these gray, it almost to me looks like a doormat material. It's really ugly. That's going to be replaced with leather. Same with the visors. They're kind of hard to see right now, but there's some kind of gray plastic I don't really care for. The headliner I don't really care about. That can stay because it's so slight. There's really nothing to it. So then, yeah, it'll go to the upholstery shop. That stuff will get addressed. Then when that's done, then it'll go to the body shop to get any other surface rust that's there removed. Then the whole kit will be painted again. But timeline wise, probably realistically looking at like several years. I've got the rest of this year to pay the car off, you know, for the motor work, and then once that's done, it's about $1,000 or so to get the double din installed, then another $1,000 or so to get the interior done. But it's also time. It's not just the dollar amount. You know, to put the motor in this car took over 2.5 years. I'm going to say the body shop will have the car a month, several months for the interior to be done, only because these guys work around other projects too. So you know, if this looks good, I'm going to leave it as long as I can. But like I said, I'd like to get this type of stuff corrected. There's a bunch of it on the inside. I am definitely going to clean and respray the bumper. When the car had no motor in it, they got these marks from pushing it with tires. They're on both sides. So I'd really like to get that fixed. And again, not really a fan of the color. So if I sprayed that entire bumper so it was paper white, fine. And that's what's going on. Anyway, I know that was a little bit long-winded, but that's where I am. Oh, I also got coming, should be here by next weekend, the front fenders, the flares. I got, they're like 2 1/4, so it should really be about the same as the rears. I think they were about 2 1/2, 2 1/4, somewhere in that range. But anyway, I'm going to spray those white and pop them on. Then I don't have to worry about Mr. Johnny Q Law pulling me over for having tires sticking out past the fenders. Not that that's happened yet, and I've passed cops, you know, quite frequently, and I haven't had any issues. But you know what? I don't want any issues. So that's that. Thanks for watching, and I will catch you later. If you enjoyed the video, please take the time to like and subscribe.